All right, so I just got back from watching Wicked Part 1, and yes, this is a Part 1. This is a Dune situation all over again, where the marketing was really not letting anybody know that this was going to be a Part 1, and then also Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse situation, where you think it's going to be a regular movie just looking at the trailers and the poster, and then as soon as the movie starts, in this case and in the Dune's case, they see the title, and then you see the little Part 1, and then you're like, oh, there's gonna be two of these. Okay. I knew it was a part one because I'm aware of these sort of things. I'm in the circle, I guess. But for those of you who might not have known that, it's a good thing to know that going in, just to temper your expectations a bit. You're not gonna get the full story from just this movie. So, yeah, so there we go. So there's your warning. What do I think of the part one of this movie, at least? So I have not seen the play. I've not listened to any of the songs. The only things I know about it was that it is basically a sort of a Wizard of Oz prequel and about the Wicked Witch of the West, and that Gravity is a really popular song that comes from that play, Broadway play. So, other than that, I knew nothing about it. I have seen the OG Wizard of Oz movie. I like it a lot. I think it's a classic, well deserved. Watched it when I was a kid. I'm not in love with it or anything, but it's a good old movie. If you can, stomach that sort of stuff. I know modern audiences don't really like as many older movies as they used to, but it's still a well-made movie. Anyway, so haven't seen the play, haven't listened to any of the songs. I was aware of Gravity, but didn't listen to it really. So came into this movie about as blind as you could get. And I was quite impressed. I do think the trailers revealed a little too much. They leave out details, but if you just watch the trailer and you're actually paying attention to what you're watching, you can piece together exactly what's going to happen. So because of that, there were no surprises in this movie for me whatsoever. However, the movie is saved, even though I wasn't super invested in what was happening because I could tell what was going to happen. Um, it was saved by the directing, the costume designs, the set designs, the acting, and just the cinematography, just the cinematic feel of the whole movie. This is a movie. I don't know if I mentioned this about Red 1 last week, but that movie just felt so bland and dull and boring and lifeless with barely any imagination. This movie, the way it's shot, the way it's filmed, the angles that they use, the way they move the camera around, the way the dancing is staged, and it just is bursting with life and energy. And you can tell they really wanted to make this movie. While Red 1 felt like an obligation, you can tell these people behind the scenes really felt passionate about the movie and they wanted to make every detail as epic as possible. This movie really got me going like, okay, that was pretty cool. And I really didn't expect to think that about this movie at all. Like I mentioned, also the acting is really good. Cynthia Erivo, I believe is her last name, is really good as Elphaba. Jeff Goldblum, he's not in the movie a whole lot, but he kills it as the wizard. He's great. I can't wait to see more of him. But the person that stole the show for me was Ariana Grande as Glinda or Galinda. She was great. She has great comedic timing. I don't know what your opinions of her are as a person, but in this movie, she's really good. Yeah, the acting is really good there. The directing, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because John M. Chu directed this movie, and he directed In the Heights a couple years ago, which I really enjoyed that movie, and that movie has a lot of energy. He's got a lot of experience directing musicals. So he brings that same energy to this movie as well. There wasn't a song number that I didn't enjoy. It was, and obviously it's Broadway music, so it's gonna be good. It's like most Broadway music is good, I feel. So yeah, just a lot of positives. As far as negatives go, again, I think just the only negatives come from it being a part one, so it doesn't really feel like a complete movie. But I should say complete story. It doesn't feel like a complete story to me. It just feels like once it starts getting interesting, then it ends and we gotta wait for the conclusion. But Dune did that as well, and I liked Dune 1, and I liked Dune Part 2 even more. So maybe this can pull a Dune, where I enjoyed it enough, but I was a little frustrated by the end. If Wicked Part 2 can, sell it, then we could have a pretty cool 1-2 punch musical movie here. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a good time. It's a great theater movie. It's epic in moments. It's got great music, great dances. It's funny. It's dramatic. It's not the greatest movie ever made, and I don't think I'm gonna be rewatching it a whole bunch. But I think it's just a good time at the movies. If you want to watch a musical that will put a smile on your face and kind of get your toe tapping a little bit, this is a good option for you. So if you're interested, Wicked Part 1 is currently in theaters right now. You can go ahead and check it out.